Jim VP. Jim VP. What's up, everybody? Tobin here with you. Now, look, did a little bit of a game recap in another video. If you guys want, by the way, the Tobin and Leroy show, go to youtube.com/theticketmiami. Subscribe there. That is where you guys can find our radio show now. We are broadcasting live every single day on Twitch, twitch.tv/7ticket. Don't be lazy. Go over there, subscribe. Does us good. Subscribe to our podcast as well, auditorially wise, if you want to just listen to us with your little friends in your ear. And you guys, if you just want to consume us in clips like you do here, the Ticket Miami, that page is where you guys can now find us there. But I want to make another video simply giving a little bit of praise to the Miami Heat's best player, because I frankly don't think nationally he is getting the acknowledgement and the respect that he deserves. And I'm talking about one Jimmy Butler, okay? Jimmy buckets. That's who I'm talking about. Because let's be honest about it, dude. All right? Those were two great performances that he had in Philadelphia. And nobody showed up for him. And I feel like if that was any other player, any other great player, Tatum, Luka, Devin Booker, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, you name the best players in the league that had that performance. This was with LeBron for years. And they had that performance. They're crushing his teammates. Oh, they give him no help. They give Jimmy nothing. He's got no support. Look at him. His point guard isn't there. His role players aren't going to. They didn't give a peep about it. All they wanted to talk about was Harden. You know, and we saw what was what. Because this dude, he gave those, he by himself kept those games somewhat competitive. He kept it super close in game 4. More 40-point games now than LeBron had for the Miami Heat in the postseason, Jimmy Buckets. And this dude has just been on such a tear this postseason. What a run that he has been on. And the fact is, it is not being discussed enough. It is not being talked about enough, because I look around here and I see the coronation of Jason Tatum, and I look around and I see, oh, poor Luka doesn't have enough, and I go around here and I see, oh, Joel Embiid, he's playing through so much, and I see James Harden always turning back the clock, and I don't hear one peep about Jimmy Butler. And it's ridiculous, because let's be honest, dude, we were just seeing this guy in the NBA Finals outplaying LeBron James, with his second best player being Kelly Olynyk, because Goran Dragic was out and Bam was playing with one arm, and he had a child sidekick in Tyler Hero, and Duncan Robinson he had to basically put through therapy sessions to put up 3-point shots. So it's not like it's a surprise that Jimmy's going out here and having these kind of performances, but yet you would think that it would get a little bit more acknowledgement, a little bit more notice, but it does not. It does not. He comes out here and he's just doing his thing, and not a peep. Nobody's out here talking about Jimmy Butler averaging 28 points out there on 53% shooting, shooting 37% from 3 on 4 shots from downtown. Starting to see that 3-point repertoire come out for Jimmy Buckets. This is who this dude has been with the Miami Heat. And that's why I always have respect for Jimmy Butler. All this talk, there were talks leading into this, oh, let's trade LeBron for Jimmy. Get the hell out of here with that. You know, when I was sitting here putting on my captain's hat, sharpening my harpoons, all I wanted was a whale to want to be part of this pod. And this dude is an orca by the biggest definition. He's a killer mother bleeping whale. A killer whale. And that's what Riley said he was after when he sharpened the harpoon. He wasn't going after whales anymore. He was after orcas. And that's what Jimmy Butler has right now. Killer instinct. And he's been fantastic this entire postseason. And I just feel like it, you know, like yesterday was annoying to me, because Charles Barkley gets on inside the NBA and they're talking about what's going on with this game. And they're saying, well, Joel Embiid is distracted by not winning the MVP. And that's why he's having such a poor performance. I'm like, or the Miami Heat are doing a fantastic job against him, and you guys are missing the best player in the playoffs right now. That's the facts. Like, you're sitting here and obsessing. Why isn't Joel Embiid out here performing to his capabilities? Why isn't he aggressive? Where, first of all, it's the dumbest take I've ever heard. Not to have to sit here and back up Joel Embiid, but the idea that people are actually thinking, oh, Joel Embiid didn't play well because he's thinking about not winning the MVP as opposed to playing a basketball game. Have you ever heard anything so dumb. Like the idea that somebody would be so obsessed with not winning an award, they would have a poor game. When you realize that person has a busted thumb, a busted face, and probably isn't up to the best conditioning, has a concussion that they pass protocols willy-nilly like it was nothing, and the guy has bad body language. Dude, he got concussed. He got Bones Jones right in the face. So it annoys me on two fronts. One, it's the dumbest take I've ever heard. And two, why don't you talk about the story of Jimmy Butler and how great he's been? Why don't you talk about what Jimmy Butler is bringing to the table? Why is it always, what's going on here? What's the narrative? What's the story? It's because Jimmy Butler, is he? Tell me what Jimmy Butler doesn't have. I would love to know. Does he not play hard enough? Does he not play both ends of the floor? Is he not charismatic? He is all of these things. He's in tons of national commercials. The dude has a lot of celebrity friends. I would like to know, what is the missing recipe? Oh, I get it. He's not in Philadelphia anymore. Oh, I get it. He's not in Chicago anymore. He plays for the Miami Heat. So let's not talk about him. It's crazy. Like, you come here and it's like you are just under the umbrella of culture, and you are under the umbrella of, he's the perfect guy for that culture. And he was asked about this yesterday, Jimmy Butler, about what he loves about being in Miami. And this is what he said.
I mean, you've obviously done it at various points of your career, but why do you think since you've been here, you've so consistently been able to raise your level when the group has needed it most?
I mean, more than anything, my teammates, my coaches, this entire organization really believe in the player that I am, the player that I've become over the years. So they allow me to be me here. They allow me to just hoop and not say too much, and good, bad, and different. They rocking with me, and I think that's the best feeling to have, especially right now in the playoffs. And I think that's the reason Coach Pat brought me here, and we are where we are.
And for me, that's the whole point of all he ever wanted to be, was in a place that would let him be himself, to believe in him, to go out there, win the ultimate prize, to compete. They love his competitiveness, and that even came with this year where it's like, the only time they're talking about Jimmy Butler is when they think he's being a bad teammate and they think he is bringing up drama, where, they just took that situation, put their heads down, and figured everything out and switched some things in the starting lineup. And by the way, seemed like they made a good switch, because whether he had a piece of putting Max Strus in the starting lineup in place of Duncan Robinson or not, they clearly had a special connection this year, wanted to get to that a little bit more, and it's worked. Him and Max are a hell of a tandem together. Here's Max on Jimmy.
Max, Jimmy's obviously been on an incredible scoring run since the playoffs started. Is this the best basketball you've seen him play, I guess, since you've been here?
Yes. He's special. And it was hard watching him, last game, go for 40 again, and then us not be able to get the win. We all kind of wanted to just do our part and help him, because he's been carrying us throughout these whole playoffs. So we needed guys to step up, and I wanted to be that guy, just to help him and help us get a win.
I would just like it to be acknowledged a little bit more, dude. We're talking about a guy who, of the guys and still in the playoffs, he's third in scoring of the active guys between Luka, Giannis. Then it's Jimmy Buckets, and I just feel like for those guys, they get their just due every night. They go and get their props. Jimmy isn't treated that way. He's not. And he really, it really is time, because everybody's just like, we give him the proper respect. No, dude, you don't. You're missing for a guy who's been in the league as long as he has, and I know he had to shift a lot of teams. You talk about his performance on the court the same way you talk about his drama with teammates, the same way you talk about how he was with Karl Anthony Towns, the same way that you talk about how he was with Ben Simmons. Talk about how damn good he is at basketball. It's crazy. It's crazy. Why would you want to miss this greatness? You're missing it in front of your very eyes. Even you, JJ Redick, rats off a ship. Oh, the Sixers have swung this series. Oops. And I'm glad Mickey Harrison called you out on it. You owe a lot of Riley Be With Yous for your penance, dude. You claimed Heat lifer. I do like you on the broadcast. I'm not gonna lie. You're probably the best guy going right now doing games. But I was disappointed in you, even if you said you made a big mistake. Too late. Too little. Too late, JJ. Should have believed in your boy Jimmy Buckets. Instead, you went and believed in a fat bum who's never going to win an NBA championship and is not even close to Dwayne Wade. Jimmy Buckets is out here getting it done, dude. Respect him. Respect what he's doing. Sitting out here just, is that the great Jimmy Butler? Oh, who cares? All right. I guess who cares? If it was Jimmy Doncic, you'd be kissing his ass. If it was Jimmy Antetokounmpo, you'd be kissing his ass. Respect Jimmy Butler, dude. And when games are going on, and when you're seeing greatness and everything that he's bringing to the table, coming up with theory. Oh, well, why was this guy bad? Immediate place you go instead of why was this guy great? Stupid. It's dumb. You're wasting your time. Start going out there and thinking to yourself, man, this guy who was good in the finals and we called him a bubble fraud. We said he was built for the bubble. I don't know about you guys, but the only bubbles that are going on right now are in Club Hyde when there's a bubble party after playing Pepas. That's the only bubbles I'm seeing. And the Sixers bubble, which is about to get burst by Jimmy Butler in Philadelphia, where they all said that he was coming down to Miami to retire. And he's about to cruise his way to his second Eastern Conference Finals. And they're going to get bounced yet again. Maybe you can find a new partner for Joel Embiid. I don't know. Figure it out, Philadelphia. Because you guys told me James Harden was back. Jimmy Butler's been doing this all series. Been the best player in the series. Hasn't gotten one peep of James Harden, who people have buried and risen all in the span of 48 hours. But I've not talked about Jimmy Butler's consistent greatness all throughout the playoffs. And by the way, also having to do this without Kyle Lowry being there. The guy that he wanted down here, his starting point guard, which also speaks to what Jimmy's bringing to the table. Setting guys up, getting them in line, because he's got to do that now that Kyle's out. Interesting. It's an interesting thing. Wild theories, though, dude. Wild that it's come down to this, that we sit here and we're thinking to ourselves, hey, you know what? How can we make more excuses for the Philadelphia 76ers rather than Jimmy Butler just kicked your ass? And he's about to finish the job.